Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Kilo nerf when it comes to Warzone. A lot of people have been messaging me, especially after some tweets came out. We're going to take a look at those and kind of explain what is happening and how much it was actually nerfed. Then we'll go ahead and follow it up with the class setup. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, please do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you're brand new, looking to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Let's go ahead and get into it. So a lot of this actually started as a result of Amos Hodge. He's one of the creative directors at Raven Software, which is pretty much responsible for Warzone at the moment, or at least a bulk of Warzone, even though they've been helping out through the entire year. He tweeted two different things. The bottom one, it says, a bit of clarification on the Warzone update. The agency suppressor has been brought in line with the monolithic suppressor, which we've already talked about, and then the Warzone specific range buff on the Kilo 141 was reduced. So what this means is they had some value that allowed it to be better than it worked in multiplayer, because obviously engage people at further ranges, which kind of leads me to believe that they've done other hidden buffs and nerfs along the way. So that's why sometimes weapons feel like they perform better or worse in Warzone than they did in multiplayer. But we're going to talk a little bit about that in the testing, and we'll go ahead and get into it. So there is a clear indication of that. And then he went and deleted his tweet, which leads me to believe that basically they said, hey, you're not supposed to talk about patches that aren't there. They don't put the stuff in the notes, so we got to go ahead and test it out. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So a few days ago, I was able to go and test at least the damage values. I didn't do the ranges yet. I just did the damage values. I see they need to do more testing on the Kilo, but the damages look unaffected. Damage is still 28, 23, and 18, which makes it 9, 11, and 14 shots to kill, respectively. Next test is for range changes. Damage drop-offs are supposed to be 49 and 87 meters, which you should be able to check out a little bit later. Depends on how much has changed. Then a couple hours later, True Game Data ended up tweeting this out. He was able to check out the Kilo damage profile in Warzone yesterday when testing new weapons. It was identical to MP, so the values show on the side are correct. I don't see a nerf unless you used to have longer ranges in Warzone and we didn't know about it. So he was able to test it. A couple hours later, he tweeted about it. So we're kind of on the same page that it doesn't look like anything changed, but that doesn't necessarily mean nothing changed. So I'll go ahead and kind of walk you through what this testing looks like and explain what actually happened to the best of my ability. So what we have right here is me doing the Kilo test in regular multiplayer, and I'm gonna kind of explain what is actually happening and why it feels like it got nerfed, even though despite the testing, it looks like nothing was changed. So we got the Kilo ranges here, the damage values that I mentioned, and then the various damage drop-offs. So we're able to show this off in game. There's a little bit of a kill confirm tag next to me. So the person I'm in a match with, Tasty FPS right here from my team Carnage, he's able to step a certain distance away. I shoot him a certain number of shots, and that just tests to validate how far the damages values work. So you're gonna go ahead and see this play out. And what ends up happening is we didn't know that there was a buff at the end of the day. We didn't know that the Kilo was secretly buffed to be better than it's supposed to be. Right? We didn't know that it had maybe a 10% range buff, and that's why it performed so well in Warzone, even though it was a good multiplayer weapon. That put it ahead of some of the other weapons, and no one was testing for that because we didn't know about that. Another hidden thing that they've kind of kept us on the line over the year, where it was like everything isn't as transparent as it should be. So we have that all right here. That ends up leaning on 14 shots. I get the kill. So what this ends up being is that the values now match multiplayer. Did it get nerfed? We don't know 100% because we didn't test for the different ranges, but people are definitely saying, hey, it feels like it got nerfed. Is that a placebo effect saying, hey, you know what, it got nerfed, so now I feel like it got nerfed? What inevitably probably happened is these were probably 10% more. Let's just throw out a number just for consistency's sake. Let's say this was 10% more. So this first 9-shot damage actually went up to 55 meters or so. And then this 11-shot went up closer to like 95 meters, 98 meters, somewhere in there, maybe even 100 meters. And then everything above 100 meters was 14 shots to kill. What this nerf does is it brings it in line with the multiplayer stats. So if before it would be able to go up to 100 meters and you could still hit 11 shots, well, now between 87 and 100, it's actually going to take 3 extra shots than it would have before. So that's all that means. We don't know for sure exactly what it was because no one was capable of testing to know that the Warzone values would be different. So could I say with 100% certainty that it was a huge nerf or big nerf? No, I can't. But what we do know is the values now match the multiplayer values, and this gives us a lot of questions about what else has been tweaked with that we don't know about, especially since he deleted it, caused a lot of drama in the community. So I wanted to set that straight. If it did get nerfed, there's no way we'll ever be able to know, because we can't go back in time and magically know at that specific range how many shots it was to kill and do the math and all that stuff. We just can't do it. It doesn't exist. Too late now. We have to go off based off what we know, but this does bring up pretty alarming questions. Now we'll go ahead and get into the class setup, which has pretty much been the same for the past 6-8 months. So pretty much since we were using the max range anyways, that's probably not going to change, especially if it got a range nerf. You don't want to give it less range, so you're really not going to change any of these attachments. We're still going to go with the monolithic suppressor, the Prowler barrel, the Commando foregrip, 60 round mag, and then the VLK optic, or the holographic sight with a blue dot sight. And that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. That is the Kilo class that pretty much everyone uses. But at this point, you're better off mixing it up, maybe using that DMR or the Type 63 if you don't mind that recoil. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, learned something new. If you did, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, just make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.